This is not a big surprise, is it? Anybody who knows anything about these investigations, criminal investigations, knows there are going to be subpoenas of some documents.
Yeah, I don't think it's all that surprising that they want all these Trump officials to be disclosing any communications involving anything involving Russia. But the fact that this came out in October does suggest that, Mueller is continuing to dig deeper. And, this investigation may not end, certainly as quickly as the White House wants. They want this thing over and done with before next year's midterms, before, they don't want it dragging on month after month after month. And there continues to be more and more news that keeps breaking that suggests that it's going to be very hard to finish all these investigations by December 31st, early next year.
Given those investigations, President Trump now saying that he's going to pay his own legal bills. What impact could this have on the probes?
Well, I think the president, instead of relying on his campaign contributors, which is certainly an awkward situation, to pay his own legal bills is interesting. Plus, they're trying to set up a way for him to help pay for some of his staffers' legal bills. Now that sort of sets up a situation of how do you make sure that doesn't pollute the investigation if he's helping to pay their legal bills. But they're trying to do that as well. And keep in mind, these investigations, you tend to want a high-power Washington attorney. If you work at the White House, that can get very expensive very quickly. And it's something that they're cognizant of and they're having to deal with and potentially now for a good while to come. I mean, Mueller's already got one person pleading guilty and a couple more indicted, so people are definitely going to be wanting good lawyers.
And, Stephen, it's not the only investigation in town. We have a Senate Judiciary Committee that's looking into things and seems to be a little unhappy, or at least questioning Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, saying, you haven't given us everything, and by the way, we know there are some documents that exist because we got them from other people, and you didn't give us your copies. What is that about? Yeah,
I think that it was a very aggressive letter from Chuck Grassley and Dianne Feinstein yesterday. They're not happy that they found these emails that had gone through Jared Kushner's email, and he supposedly had forwarded them and seen them, and that he and his lawyers had not turned over. So they want those. They want to have an explanation of that. They also want to either interview him or get transcripts of his interviews with the other committees. So they could end up subpoenaing him and calling him before the committee as well. So it's the subject matter of one of those emails being a Russia backdoor outreach and dinner, I think is also has a lot of the tongues wagging here in Washington of what was that all about and why didn't he talk about it earlier if he had anything to do with an email like that.